You've likely been told that it's a good idea to open your speech by asking your audience a question. And if you haven't heard that, I'm telling you now, it's a good idea. However, it's only a good idea if you ask a good question. And by good question, I mean your question needs to serve a purpose. Your questions must matter. Recently, I evaluated a guy who gave a speech about some process. I forget the name of it. But he started by saying, hey, who here's heard of this process? Then he looked around. Maybe some people in the audience put their hands up. I don't know. He didn't acknowledge them. He just proceeded to talk about the process. When I got to my evaluation, I asked him, why did you ask how many people have heard about this process? It doesn't matter how many people have heard about it.
It doesn't matter!
Because you're going to tell us about the process regardless of how many hands went up. Don't waste time asking questions if you don't care what the answer is. One example of a type of good question is one that engages the audience. One that makes them consider and reflect. That's a question that actually goes somewhere. If I were coaching the aforementioned speaker, here's how I'd advise him to open with questions. Raise your hand if you wish ABC were true. Yeah. How would your life change if ABC were true? Yeah. Well, if I told you there was a process that could make ABC happen, would you want to hear about it? Well, I got good news. You're about to. Don't just ask a question for the sake of asking a question. Ask a question that accomplishes a purpose. Your questions must matter.
Follow me for more tips.